Alright, next is, this is from 1991. This is the debut album for the Black Crowes, Shake Your Moneymaker. And this has Twice as Hard, Jealous Again, Sister Luck, Hard to Handle, which was the big song for them. She Talks to Angels, which was also a big song for them. I really like them. And actually I have their box set, the Black Crowes Show Nuff box set, which has, this came out in 1998. So it has Shake Your Moneymaker, the Southern Harmony and Musical Companion, which I'm sure is in this pile too. And it's a really good album. It has Sting Me, Remedy, which is a really good song. Thorn in My Pride, which is a great song. This also has Amorica. Here, let me open it up and show you. So there's the first one, Shake Your Moneymaker. So I actually have 2 copies of Shake Your Moneymaker. Next is the Southern Harmony and Musical Companion, which is an awesome album by the Black Crowes. And I do believe I have 2 copies of this. One from the box set and one that I had originally bought. And then this is kind of a gnarly cover, but I'm going to show you because it's the original cover. This is Amorica. That's the original cover with pubes showing and everything. Hi-Hat Blues is one of my favorite songs off of Amorica. And then next is, this is Black Crowes Live, which is a live 5-track CD. It has No Speak, No Slave, Sometimes Salvation, Cursed Diamond, Hard to Handle, and Remedy. And then also the Black Crowes 3 Snakes and 1 Charm. And this has Blackberry, which I really like. Oh, I mean, Black Crowes are just great. You need to check them out. But I have that one. I have the box set. So I got a couple of duplications in here. That's how much I like them. And here's another one by them, Black Crowes By Your Side. And this came out in 1998. This was actually an album that came out when Chris Robinson, the lead singer, was married to Kate Hudson, the actress. So this has Go Faster, which is one of my favorite songs. Kicking My Heart Around, very, very good song. Horsehead, very good song. Welcome to the Good Times. Go Tell the Congregation, love that too. Diamond Ring is a great album. Then She Said, or great song. Then She Said My Name, Virtue and Vice. This whole album is great. So you need to check out some Black Crowes because they're awesome. Alright, next is Steve Wariner, the album I Am Ready. And this is from 1991. And Steve Wariner he's a country artist. And he had a lot of really great stuff in the 80s as well. This just so happens to be one of the albums that I own. The Tips of My Fingers, really great song. A Woman Loves is a really great song. Check out some Steve Wariner. Next is, this is 1995, I do believe. Yeah, 1995. The Goo Goo Dolls, A Boy Named Goo. This was their big album that made them hit big. And I know it was pretty controversial among some of their fans because they kind of went a little more pop. This was their venture into pop and kind of made them mainstream. They went a little less punk. Long Way Down, which is a great song. Naked, which is a great song. Name, which was the big song that made them what they are. Slave Girl, I like this song, Slave Girl. Their bassist, Robbie Kajak, I think is his last name, actually leads on Slave Girl. He's got an interesting quirky voice. All right, next is Tim McGraw. This is from 1994. This is his debut album called Not a Moment Too Soon. This has Down on the Farm, which is a really good song, Not a Moment Too Soon, Indian Outlaw. Actually, this is not his debut album. This was his second album. Sorry about that. His debut album didn't do very good. This was his second album. This was the one that hit. This was the one that hit. Sorry, this is his second album. So he had one more before this one. Anyway, so Down on the Farm, Not a Moment Too Soon, Indian Outlaw, Don't Take the Girl, which was a great big old hit for him. So check out some Tim McGraw. Okay, here's another Steve Wariner. This is Steve Wariner Greatest Hits. And this actually, it says it came out in 1987. Anyway. What I Didn't Do, which is a great song. Heart Trouble, Some Fools Never Learn. You Can't Dream of Me, Life's a Highway. That's How You Know When Love's Right. Starting Over Again, Small Town Girl, The Weekend, and Linda. Alright, next is 1993. And if I had been able to find my old box that was full of tapes, there would have been more George Strait in the 1980s videos. Because before I got into Def Leppard, I was all about George Strait from like elementary school till now. Like for life. I love George Strait. But this is Easy Come, Easy Go from 1993. And this has Easy Come, Easy Go, Love Bug, The Man in Love with You. It's so good. George Strait's just awesome. You can pick up any of his stuff. Alright, here is 1991. Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears. And I remember when this album came out, the tour that he did along with this, he was supposedly going to retire. It was called the No More Tours Tour. And guess what? I saw him fronting Black Sabbath this past summer, so he's still a-chugging at it. And I swear it wasn't too long after this album came out that he started doing Ozfest. So much for not touring anymore. They're going to have to carry him off the stage because, I mean, they're going to prop him up there when he's 80-something years old. Let him crank him out. Anyway, this is a really good album. This has Mama, I'm Coming Home, No More Tears. Really, really good album. Next is, this is from 1993. Mark Chestnut, Almost Goodbye. Mark Chestnut grew up about 50 miles from here in the town of Beaumont, which is where I went to college for a while. In fact, one of his songs says, "Been having a ball since I was a boy in Beaumont." Anyway, so this was not his debut album. This was like his second or third album. And this is from 1993. And the songs on here are It Sure Is Monday, Almost Goodbye, which is a really great album. Texas is Bigger Than It Used to Be. It's really great. He's got a really great voice. You can tell his he has a George Jones influence by his voice. You can hear it in his voice, which also is somebody who grew up around the Beaumont area. Next is a greatest hits, actually, of Trisha Yearwood. I love Trisha Yearwood. She's got an amazing voice. And this is called Songbook, a collection of hits. And this has out in 1997, so it has all of her stuff that she did in the 90s. Because I think her first album may have come out in like 89 or 90. It was somewhere early in that time. So this has How Do I Live, The Song Remembers When, which is one of my favorite songs from her. The Wrong Side of Memphis, In Another's Eyes, which was a duet with Garth Brooks. The Woman Before Me, which was, it's an amazing song too. Perfect Love, Thinking About You, Down on My Knees, which is an awesome song. She's in Love with the Boy, which was originally her first, I think that was her first single. Walk Away Joe, which is an amazing song. X's and O's, An American Girl, which is a great song. Like We Never Had a Broken Heart. I mean, every song on here is great. It's her greatest hits, so you should go check out some Trisha Yearwood. And here is another Trisha Yearwood album. This came out in 1993. This is The Song Remembers When. So it's got The Song Remembers When, which, like I said before, is one of my favorite songs by her. Better Your Heart Than Mine, which is a great little song. Alright, the next one. Ooh, we got all the Trisha Yearwoods here in a row. This next one is 1992, which was the year before this other one that I just talked about. This is Hearts and Armor, which was a big album for her. This has Wrong Side of Memphis, which I love. You Say You Will, which is a great song. Walk Away Joe is a big song for her. Down on My Knees, which was also a great big old song for her. So good. She's so good. Just any Trisha Yearwood, go check her out. Next is... excuse me. Woo, it's getting late. It's like 6:30. Next is Kathy Mattea, Lonesome Standard Time. And this came out in 1992. And she's got a lot of great music. This just happens to be one of her albums that I own. Actually, I have some of her stuff on tape, but like I said, I can't find that big tape holder case that I used to have. I don't know. Probably in my parents' storage building somewhere. I wasn't able to find it. Anyway, so Lonesome Standard Time. Oh my goodness. So Kathy Mattea, Lonesome Standard Time. So the songs are Lonesome Standard Time, Standing Knee Deep in a River, Dying for Thirst, which is an awesome song. Awesome song. I love that song by her. So go check out some Kathy Mattea. Here is, this is from 1994. Jewel, Pieces of You. I think this was her debut album. I am not mistaken. This has Who Will Save Your Soul, Foolish Games, You Were Meant for Me. So good. And I do believe this was her debut album. Is Leroy Parnell, the album We All Get Lucky Sometimes. This is really, I love Leroy Parnell. This has Heart's Desire, which is a great, great song. Kind of a bluesy, southern rock type song. Oh, that's the one I was just talking about. When a Man Loves a Woman, which is a great, great love song, and it actually has Trisha Yearwood doing backup vocals and harmony with him. Oh, it's so good. They sound so good together. We All Get Lucky Sometimes. So good. If the House is Rockin', which is a great song. So check out some Leroy Parnell. Next is Martina McBride, and this was her debut album called The Time Has Come. It did not get a lot of recognition at the time. Her second album, which had Independence Day and stuff like that on it, is the one that got a lot of the recognition. But I really like this album. It's got a lot of really good stuff on it, but it didn't get a lot of recognition. And this came out in 1992. This was her first album. The Time Has Come, which is a great song. That's Me, which is an amazing song about a heartbroken woman. It's really great. What's the other one? Cheap Whiskey. Oh, it's such a good song. Cheap Whiskey, about a woman who's telling her man to choose her, but he chose the bottom of a whiskey bottle. It's so good. Anyway, check out some Martina McBride. Some of her early stuff is awesome. Alright, next is 1993. Goo Goo Dolls, Superstar Car Wash. This was still back when they were doing the punk thing. This has Falling Down, which is a great song. We Are the Normal, which is a good song too. I think that one got some radio play actually. So go check out some Goo Goo Dolls. You'll be surprised at how heavy they were in the beginning. Not so poppy. in the very beginning. So go check out some Goo Goo Dolls. Next is 1994. The Mavericks. What a Crying Shame. They're so good. This has There Goes My Heart, What a Crying Shame, Just a Memory, Oh What a Thrill. It's so good. And now my battery's flashing at me. I gotta try and get through the rest of this. So check out some The Mavericks.